All right. Shut up, Larry Ridley. All right. So I decided, why not do this? So basically, throughout the off season, now that I have the time and the necessary equipment, uh, I decided I'm gonna do some off season, analysis stuff, analysis, predictions, all that fun stuff. So I thought, well, if I'm gonna do it, might as well play some Madden while I do it. I'm playing on All Pro, and the team I picked is for a good reason. Because I'm going to talk about Matt Forte, where I think he will end up, why I think he should go there, and that's pretty much it. I put on a quick quarter, so if I finish early, I'll just talk in the pause screen. Alright, though, but let's talk about Matt Forte, because, I mean, you got to kind of feel bad for the guy. The guy, at some points in his career, he's a top 5 back in my personal opinion. He was very good. I'll do Fernell McPhee. He's probably the best player on this defense. But, truly, Matt Forte, I mean, the guy is a really good player, obviously. Oh, I thought I just got pooped on. I'd start talking about the game and just go with this. But, you gotta feel kind of bad for the guy. I mean, he put in quite a few years in Chicago, and the team just never wasn't good enough. I mean, there was the 2008 season where they lost to the Packers in the NFC title game. Or not 2008, 2010, 11, 2010 or 11. One of the two. I mean, that's the closest I'm pretty sure he's ever gotten on that team. That, and I don't remember if he was on the roster for their 2006 run with Rex Grossman. Oh no, if he was, I'm sorry, but that I know of, he is the closest he's ever been to a Super Bowl is the NFC title game. And I mean, the guy is one of the better running backs right now, even though he's getting up there in age. Oh my God. But I think, so I'm going to go with 5 teams I think he could potentially go to. And I guess I'll start with the obvious one that everyone's probably thinking. The New England Patriots. I mean, it'd be kind of be silly to not see him go there. I know that they're probably really content with Dion Lewis as their tailback, him and LeGarrette Blount. But I mean, it's the Patriots. They can really do what they please. So, I don't know. But, obviously, the Patriots are a huge choice. I mean, he's obviously going to want to go to a contending football team. I'm sorry if you heard that. My computer just had a notification. But he's obviously going to want to go to a contending football team. He's going to want to win titles. And, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the Patriots are probably his best bet for that right now. I mean, they're still a good team. There's still some issues with that team. And one of those is the offensive line. So maybe that will sway him a little, knowing that he's not going to have great blocking. But, I mean, he's playing with Tom Brady, one of the best to ever play the game. So, I don't know. But, obviously the Patriots are obvious choice. He's going to be the marquee back. I mean, he's going to get receptions. He's going to get receptions. He's going to get the rushes. He's going to be the marquee back on that team. And honestly, although I don't think it's the best move for the Patriots, I think it's the best move for him. And if the Patriots do take that opportunity to take him, I think it'll pay off for him and the Patriots because they'll have a reliable running back who they know they're going to get production out of. I mean, what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago? He led the league, and I think he broke the record for most scrimmage yards in a season. Oh my God, dude. The Bears suck in this game. But, obviously the Patriots are clear-cut number one there. I mean, they're an obvious choice at this point. It's not really a surprise if he does go there, but we don't know. All right, the second team I'm gonna make a prediction on is I'm gonna go with Houston. Now, I'm not ranking these in a specific order. I'm just going with the teams that I could truly believe off the top of my head. And Houston's the next. Arian Foster isn't that good, in my opinion. I don't think he's ever been that good. Arian Foster was solid, and then he went vegan, which was the dumbest thing he's done because he's been awful since he went vegan. Or whatever he did, I don't know. But I thought that was stupid. Tired, dude. It's extremely cold in my house right now. Like, I don't understand it. It's a joke. But the Texans are a pretty big place. I mean, a pretty big, market for him, kind of, because they need a tailback. Because Alfred Blue and Isaiah Peed weren't going to get it done. That's one of the reasons why they had such a poor playoff outing, because they couldn't establish the run in any way, shape, or form. But, I mean, obviously Houston has a couple of glaring needs and issues. I truly think that Houston will probably end up drafting a running back. I personally believe that none of the teams picking in front of them need a running back as of right now. The only one I could think of are the Cowboys, and truly, they showed it this year that almost anyone could still be good behind that offensive line, and the running backs they played were not good. Darren McFadden looked like a solid running back this season while he was playing behind them. So, I mean, if they even have someone who's somewhat good behind them, I mean, they're good. So, I'm saying maybe I might talk about Lamar Miller tomorrow-ish, because I'm almost done with my other playthrough, which I recommend you watch if you haven't. But, I lost my train of thought. All right, the Texans. They're obviously a landing spot for him. They need a tailback. I thought I just threw an interception. I was about to cry myself to sleep. But the Texans, obviously, they still need a quarterback. I still think they probably need a number 2 receiver to take some pressure away from DeAndre Hopkins, who had a ridiculous season. So, but Matt Forte would work good in Bill O'Brien's, offense. My God, Cutler, what was that? I think he'd work well in Bill O'Brien's offense, especially if they go with what I personally think they'll do, and I think Zeke Elliott will drop to them at 23, because I don't think any of the teams in front of them are truly in need of a... I'm done. Done. Get away with it. Shit. I lost my train of thought. That's what I get for playing Madden while I do this. But, it's probably... Alright, so the Houston Texans, I truly believe they're going to go Zeke Elliott at 23, I believe they're picking at. So 23, I think Zeke Elliott will drop because none of the teams in front of them need a running back badly. That's me. I've seen a couple mock drafts where that's where it's been, and I think that also. If they don't draft Zeke Elliott, then obviously, that's kind of dumb on their part, especially if he's available. But I do think the Texans draft their running back, and I think they also have Matt Forte on the roster, because Matt Forte will be a really good, rotation back. I mean, the guy is kind of old. I think he's almost 30. So it would be smart to rotate him with a young guy, have him learn the little nuances of being a pro. and just learn how to actually play at the NFL level, which a lot of rookies don't understand how to do when they come to the league, like Trent Richardson, who was an absolute bust after a solid rookie season. They just didn't know how to keep themselves consistent, which learning from a guy like Matt Forte could really help. You know, just learning little nuances that can help improve their game. So I think Houston takes him or Derrick Henry in the draft at some point. So, but I truly think Houston is a landing spot potentially for Matt Forte. He can help them immensely. The Texans are a good team. They are a quarterback away from being one of the best teams in the NFL, in my opinion. The defense is extremely good, front seven-wise. The defensive backs can use a little work for Houston, but I believe that. And that is probably the second place I'm going to say right now that Matt Forte will go. Third, I'm going to go with, let me think a little here. I had someone in mind, and now I lost my train of thought. I'm such a disappointment. Oh, man. Oh, I'm such a fool. Man. Oh, Tennessee. That's what I'm thinking of. Tennessee, probably. I mean, he could be part of a rebuild process for a team that could be good in a few years. Although I doubt that, because I think he's want to go to a contender. By the time he retires, he's going to want to be on a team that can win a Super Bowl. So, but, I mean, Tennessee could be good. That's the thing, though. Tennessee could be interesting and extremely good. It's just they have to surround Mariota with the right talent, and they also have to get the defense fixed. But if Matt Forte does go to Tennessee, it would be a bit of a surprise, in my opinion. A little bit of a wild card, if you would. But, I mean, he could. Tennessee doesn't really know what they're doing at running back, and they could use some consistency there. I mean, after drafting Bishop Shankly pretty high a couple years ago, and now they don't want to start him, and they're starting Antonio Andrews. It's weird in Tennessee, but I can really see if he gets the right deal. Man, I might talk about Lamar Miller also in this part, because I'm definitely wasting way too much time, like, just going through these things quick. I'm, like, bullet pointing this. Trying to think now. Go to division rival Green Bay. Now, I think Matt Forte respects the Bears too much to do this. And honestly, I would lose a little bit of respect for the guy if he did this, because that's kind of weird. But he could go to Green Bay. I mean, Eddie Lacy, I don't know. I don't know what happened with that guy. I mean, out of everything that's going to happen to an NFL player, you're going to be out of shape. Like, come on, man, really? I think that's a little ridiculous. Like, dude, you're getting paid to play football for a living, dude. The least you can do is get in shape for the season and actually put some effort in. So, I don't know about Eddie Lacy right now. I think Eddie Lacy, if he doesn't get his shit straight, he could definitely not be on that team in about a year or two. But obviously, if he is, Matt Forte would be a great, mentor. And also, they are a contender most years. I mean, they are a contender some years. And, well, most years, I guess. But I truly think he respects the Bears too much to go to Green Bay. I think that would be a little disappointing. And I'd probably be a little sickened if he did that, because that'd be just messed up. But He could. I mean, money's the real driving factor here, and the guy probably wants to win a Super Bowl before he's out. So, I don't know. I doubt that he'll go to Green Bay, though. But he could, and that's why I said it. So, another division rival, the Detroit Lions, potentially. I mean, they could use some solid running back play so Matt Stafford doesn't have to gun the football every single play. I mean, Joyke Bell, I don't even think he's on the team. I think they actually cut him today. So, which is being recorded on the 17th if it doesn't upload on the same day. So I'm pretty sure Joyke Bell was cut today. So I don't know yet. So they're obviously either going to look for a running back or use someone on their roster, which might be Amir Abdullah. He could be that guy, but definitely, my God, I'm drawing a blank. Definitely the Lions could be potential. I mean, he's a good receiving back, so that can help a lot too. Matt Stafford, obviously, is really talented when it comes to his arm strength and all of that. And especially if Calvin Johnson stays, he might be he might want to take his talents to Detroit, especially if Calvin stays. I mean, that team's just a couple pieces away on defense from being a contender. So, Detroit is a potential landing spot. All right. Baltimore, potentially. Having split snaps with, oh my God, what's his name right now? Having split snaps with whoever their running back's name is. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Oh, God. All right, whatever, screw him. Having split snaps there. He's a great receiver out of backfield. I've said it multiple times. He could be a change of pace back, kind of. So, potentially Baltimore. Me being a Steelers fan, I wouldn't like that very much because he is very good at what he does. Saying a lot, which I don't like. As of recently, pending, future events, potentially the Buffalo Bills. Holy shit, what happened with Shady McCoy? I mean, what did he do? Smash a cop's skull in or something, they said? Or broke a cop's skull in a bar fight or some shit? That's ridiculous. So, potentially going to Buffalo. So that could be a landing spot. Oh my God, dude, these guys are so slow. But could definitely go to Buffalo. I think he could work well in Rex Ryan's offense. It's mostly running the ball anyway in Rex Ryan's offense. So he could work. When they do need to throw it, he can work screens. He can work, wheel routes, just little swings, all that stuff. So, definitely Buffalo. Buffalo could be a potential spot. I'm just kind of going through every team right now in my head, trying to think of who's on their roster. My goodness. Ugh. All right. The Jets, if they don't bring back Chris Ivory, which is a very good, which is very high probability wise. So potentially the Jets could be a contender in about a year or two. They just got to find some pieces. I mean, I think they could have made a good playoff run if they made it. They definitely could have given every team in the playoffs a run for their money. That defense was insanity this year. They played extremely well. just a couple injuries probably derailed that team's season. So definitely the Jets, depending on if they bring Chris Ivory back, which is not a given as of right now, because Ivory's one of those bruising backs, the ones that just lower their shoulder and take a hit every single time they run it. So there is a good chance that he doesn't come back. Those guys usually don't last long in the league, maybe like 8 years at most for most of them. So potentially, but obviously Miami, because Lamar Miller's not coming back. I think Lamar Miller's not coming back. I think he's done there. So get a fresh start in Miami on a talented football team. I mean, Miami has the players. They just have to find out a way to, make them mesh, I guess is the word. So, I mean, Tannehill's talented. I just don't know if he's the guy yet. I think he could be. So, the defense just needs to step up. I think Adam Gase is going to make that offense work well, like extremely well. Because Gase is a pretty good offensive guy. So he can make it work. I mean, Matt Forte could go to Miami. He can really help out Tannehill. I mean, a receiving back is a godsend to any quarterback in my mind. Someone who is reliable that you can just kind of just drop it off to, and they can at least get like 3 yards out of it if it's like, passing to him backfield. So, I already talked about the Patriots. I think that's probably his prime position. I mean, maybe not, but it's pretty good chance that he goes to New England. Talked about Tennessee. Talked about Houston.
We're back, and the offense is ready to roll after the timeout. From inside the red zone.
Indianapolis could be a potential landing spot. I mean, I don't think they're dead set on Frank Gore. I don't think they're dead set on Frank Gore because he's old. I mean, they can rotate those two. Frank Gore could be a really nice change of pace guy there, a bit more of a bruiser compared to him. Compared to Matt Forte, who could be a bit more of a finesse guy for him. So that could actually work out really well. But the Colts have to give Andrew Luck a lot of money. I'm saying this offseason. Andy Luck is going to be the guy in the NFL. He is the future. Him and Cam Newton are going to be the two best players in the NFL soon. Or a quarterback at least. I personally believe that regardless of position, the best player in the NFL is J.J. Watt. That was poor. That was poorly performed. But, I don't know. Quite a few potential landing spots. Indianapolis, though, could be a contender. They have a lot of stuff they need to do, though. That offensive line is a joke. That thing might as well have just been made of tape and paper clips the way they played. Which I don't get why people give Andy Luck so much shit when he's playing behind the worst offensive line in the NFL this year. So I don't know, though.
Extra point was good.
Let's see, AFC West. San Diego, but they're on a full-on rebuild, and I don't think he wants to go there. Same thing with Tennessee, but Tennessee actually has talent and promise. I think San Diego is done for a couple years. I think Phil Rivers, sadly, isn't going to ever get a title, which I don't like because Phil Rivers is, out of those 3 big quarterbacks taken in 2004, he's probably the most talented when it comes to, like, just out in general. I think he's probably the most talented of those 3 ones, but he was probably the least successful, which is the worst. So potentially, maybe he can help Melvin Gordon develop a little, because I think those two could be cut from the same cloth. No, a bit more of a dual threat kind of guy by Melvin Gordon. I think Melvin Gordon still has talent and promise. I just don't think that offensive line helped him, because that was also a terrible O-line this year. All right. Holy shit, I caught that? God, moving to the NFC. The Eagles, maybe, if they cut ties with DeMarco Murray to save some money, which they could. Oh, that went right through his head. Oh, I love Madden glitches. That legit went right through that man's head. So, if Philly decides to cut ties with DeMarco Murray, they can sign Matt Forte, who I guess Doug Peterson could probably use Forte better. I mean, Jamal Charles is kind of like him. Jamal Charles is a pretty solid receiving back, and he's quick. And they used him pretty well when he was in Kansas City. So, obviously, he is a, you know, obviously he's probably going to be a target for Philadelphia. I wouldn't doubt if he is. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Philly. I mean, obviously, I keep saying it, but he's going to want to go to a contender. Oh, I can't believe I forgot about Dallas. Obviously, Dallas. Dallas has the money. They have the offensive line, the best one in the NFL. I mean, those guys are amazing in Dallas. Dallas last year was some bad quarterback play and a running back, like a solid, consistent running back that they can run over and over again. That's what I was going to talk about earlier, not Tennessee. I don't know where Tennessee came to mind. But, oh no, obviously, though, Dallas. Because the guy could step in. I mean, he could play, and he can be amazing behind that Dallas O-line. I mean, those guys are amazing. So, obviously, Dallas would probably be number 2 if I had to rank these. The Giants need a running back. I think Lamar Miller would be more of a target for the Giants. Actually, no, I might not talk about Lamar Miller. I could probably fit in the rest of this. Yeah, but the Giants, I think, would be more targeting Lamar Miller. They could go Forte. I mean, he could help out Eli immensely. They'll just be a solid receiver that Eli can throw to. I just don't know if they'd have the money to afford him. So, and all right, let me move my mind down to the NFC South. If he really wants to play for a contender, he can go to Carolina. I mean, if Carolina offered him a contract, I wouldn't be surprised if he signed it just so he can be the backup. Or maybe even the starter, depending on how they want to play him. So, he can obviously go to Carolina. If he wants to win the Super Bowl, go to Carolina, sign like a 3-year deal. They're going to win one in the next 3 years. I would put money on it. That team is extremely talented, and they're going to re-sign Josh Norman. So, they're not going to really lose any pieces, and they're only going to get better. And I think Matt Forte could make them much better. So, dude, Vladimir Dukas, you suck asshole, man. You are dicking me over here. But, if he wants to go to a contender, he can go to Carolina. And he can almost be guaranteed a Super Bowl title in the next few years. Because that team is too good not to win one soon. I guess New Orleans. New Orleans has no money, though, to spend. Like, absolutely no money. Like, I'm pretty sure they're, like, the worst team when it comes to salary cap this year, which is terrible for them. So I doubt they could. If they could somehow find the money to sign him, he could be a landing spot. Obviously not a contender. They're kind of rebuilding a little. They're still trying to find some pieces to fit to maybe let Drew Brees go one last run. But I don't think so, and I feel bad because Drew Brees is one of my favorite quarterbacks. So, oh, no. I'm pretty sure this is illegal. But, obviously they probably want Drew Brees to get one more. I know I do, but I don't think it will be anytime soon. And not Atlanta. They have two really good young backs, obviously. If Tampa Bay doesn't re-sign Doug Martin, definitely a place he can land. So, if they don't re-sign Doug Martin, which is a big if, because, I mean, they have the money to re-sign him. So, but if not, I mean, he could go and replace Doug Martin. I don't think there's anyone in the NFC West that can really use him. Again, if he wants to win a title and Arizona offers him a contract, he can go to Zona. Zona's going to be a Super Bowl champion in the next 3 or 4 years also. I think that team is way too good not to be a Super Bowl champion soon. So we'll see how they turn out. Now I talked about the NFC North. If I had to rank them, I would say New England is 1. He's obviously going to want to go to a Super Bowl contender. I think that's obvious. Number 2 would be Dallas. And pretty much after those two, it's kind of like, who the hell really cares? Actually, no, going back to the NFC West, maybe Seattle to help Thomas Rawls develop a bit more. I doubt it. I don't think they really need Rawls to develop more. I don't think they really need him to be mentored. I mean, come on, he had beast mode mentoring him, kinda. So, I doubt it. I saw that on, like, a couple articles. I saw that on ESPN or NFL.com, I think. They're thinking they had Seattle. I think that's a joke. So, but if I had to rank them, New England, Dallas, Houston, Green Bay. Actually, no, I'm going to put Green Bay last. And I'm going to say I'm going to go with Miami. New England, New England, Dallas. Oh, great job, Cutler. New England, Dallas, Houston, Miami, Green Bay, and Tennessee, and Tennessee, Indianapolis, and oh my, Carolina are my wild cards, kinda. You know, because I doubt that he won't sign to a contender. So I'm going to put Carolina in there. And the two teams are in a little bit of a rebuild process, the Colts and the Indianapolis. Dude, I keep looking at this and just losing my train of thought because I'm trying to concentrate. I might just start simming these games and say screw it. But Indianapolis and Tennessee, both, one of them's in a little bit of a rebuild to fix their O-line because that is god-awful. One is still building up a team in general to play actual football. And I'm going to go Carolina if he really wants to go to a contender, and Carolina would offer him a contract. Carolina's an obvious spot. But, yeah, I guess I'll just talk about the game for now. So, it should be interesting. I really like Matt Forte. I always have. I always thought Matt Forte was a really good back, and he was just He was always on a team that wasn't good enough. So, I'd like to see him go to a contender that's not New England or Green Bay because I'm sick of those two teams. I think Green Bay is disgustingly overrated, and I absolutely hate it because they make Green Bay seem like this godsend, like they're the greatest team in the NFL every year. Because Aaron Rodgers, who I do not like, and I could say this I can talk about this Aaron Rodgers shit for about an hour if I really want to, but I'll give you my bullet points. I don't think he's that good. I think he's just really accurate and, patient with his throws. And I'll give him credit for that, but other than that, I truly don't think he's that good. He's not clutch in any way. Yeah, ooh, 2 big Hail Marys. That was absolute luck on the first one, and the second one was ass coverage by the Cardinals. It doesn't matter because he lost that game anyway. And also, he got a Hail Mary against Detroit. That doesn't count as being clutch in my mind against a team that's not really that good. Defensively, at least. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is clutch. I don't think he should ever be considered clutch because he's not. Because he's really not that good. And I don't know. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's good. I think he's good. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's the most amazing quarterback in the NFL. I would take Tom Brady over him any day of the week. And I believe that, and I will say that till I die, that Tom Brady is obviously a superior quarterback. People are always going to be like, oh, but Aaron Rodgers can make plays outside the pocket. I don't care, because that just shows that you can't stand in a pocket, really. I think if you have to run outside the pocket and make a play, that is like your last resort, and I've seen him do it on multiple occasions when he didn't need to. So, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's that good. I don't think he is the best quarterback in the NFL by any standard. I would put about 3 quarterbacks ahead of him. And those 3 quarterbacks being Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, and Cam Newton.
The Bears offense takes the field, and they are absolutely in desperate need.
I don't know. I'm just sick seeing I'm just so sick of seeing New England win. I mean, really, does anyone like seeing New England win football games like every single day? Really? Really, Cutler? Dude, you suck, asshole. All right, so that's why I'm just going to cut this one. No one wants to see this. They didn't take a knee. So, obviously, Cutler sucks. Probably shouldn't have put it in snow. That probably didn't help. But that's what I think about Matt Forte. Just one more time. New England, Dallas, Houston, Miami, and Green Bay, and a couple wild cards. I don't think he will sign, but he could potentially. Indianapolis, Tennessee, and Carolina. Carolina's if he really wants to win a Super Bowl. So, that's it. I can't believe I just talked about Matt Forte for half an hour. So, this is J-Wax signing off.